What is up, guys? ThePremiumRat here. Welcome back to episode 15 of the Spurs career mode, and we start this episode with the big one, the Europa League semi-final first leg at home to Villarreal. We've done fairly well in the competition so far, and as you can see there, in the final, waiting for us would either be PSG or Fiorentina. So in this first leg, we wanted to get off to a best of starts, obviously over two legs. Obviously, we're going to try and go through, and in the first leg, we had to take a lead away from home, and we got off to an absolutely blinding start. Straight off the kickoff, Lamela clearly had his Weetabix for breakfast. He'd run through, Ronaldo chopped back inside, and with his left foot smashed it past the Villarreal. That doesn't even make any sense. The Villarreal keeper to put us 1-0 up straight off the bat, and that was literally the perfect start. Couldn't ask for a better start, and we seem to have come out all guns blazing, because we then doubled our lead. After about 20 minutes, Maya slipping down Soldado down the right hand side, cutting back, and with his left foot finessing it into the corner to give us the 2-0 lead after 20 minutes in the Europa League semi-final first leg. Was this for real? Honestly, it was like I was coming out of some sort of dream. We played poorly all season, and surely now we can't just step up and get ourselves into the final. But I thought I'd start Soldado in this game. I think Destro is injured, obviously, from that game against Leicester. Pretty sure he misses the rest of the season, and Marshall was playing in the league, so I thought I'd give him a little bit of a break. And Soldado was coming up trumps for us, and things just got better and better for us. 5 minutes after that, again on the counter-attack, Maya slipping through Soldado yet again and again. He does what he says on the tin. No, he doesn't actually, because in real life he doesn't fucking score at all. But this time he fucking slots underneath the keeper again to give us the 3-0 lead after 25 minutes. And that firmly put us with 1 foot into the final. That was absolutely fantastic. But to be fair to Villarreal, they carved out a couple of good chances. This is probably their best chance of the match. Whips in deep, and the player at the back post heads it onto the post. So that was unfortunate for them. But other than that, we literally dominated this game from start to finish. And early on in the second half then, the ball breaks to Townsend, does fantastically well, takes a strike at goal, and for some reason, the ball ends up in the back of the net, but it counts as an own goal. I've seen the replay about 50,000 times, and I still have no idea how this counts as an own goal. The defender kind of gets his foot on it, but even still, Townsend follows through. But anyway, that gave us the 4-0 lead, and if it wasn't for a couple of unreal saves by the keeper at the end, this first one from Eriksson from a free kick in literally the 90th minute, and in the dying embers of the game, another fantastic save to deny Lennon, we could have honestly won this game at 7 or 8-0, and that would have definitely put us straight into the final. But as it were, a fantastic victory nonetheless, 4-0, a 4-0 victory at home. We needed to take a lead into the second leg, and that's exactly what we did with an emphatic 4-0 victory. As you can see there by the stats, 16 shots, 12 on target. We totally deserved the win. Straight on to the second leg then. It was pretty much a week afterwards. We had no Premier League games in between it, and this is the team we're going to be taking away. We thought it'd go a little bit defensive. We stopped Soldado, Chadli, Stambouli, Maya, Dembele, Townsend, Rose, Fazio, I think that is, Dyer, Norton, and Vorm in net. We went with a 4-5-1. Obviously, having the 4-0 lead, surely we couldn't blow this. And so I just thought, you know what, we'll go 4-5-1, play fairly defensive, having Stambouli and Dembele in midfield, mopping up play. Surely we couldn't blow this lead. But we're fucking Tottenham Hotspur, and we got off to the worst possible start. After about 12 minutes gone, the defender just seems to weave in and out. Sorry, the striker. He ends up squaring it to Moreno, and he was the one that hit the post in the first leg, so he made up for his earlier error. And he slots into the top left-hand corner to give them the 1-0 lead. And it went from bad to worse for us after 25 minutes. Villarreal, this goal is totally my own fault. We seem to do well there. We defended it fairly well after a back pass. But then Vorm stupidly throws it out. And then it's passed around the box. I have no idea how Vieta doesn't score himself. But it cannons off the post. And unfortunately, Eric Dyer, after an absolutely horrendous first touch, can't stop it from going over the line. And that gave them the 2-0 lead. And honestly, we were being dominated. In the first leg, it was completely different. It was honestly like a goalkeeping deja vu from the first leg. If the keeper hadn't made a good couple of saves from them, we would be fucking 7-0 up. And Vorm honestly was keeping us into this game. So at half time, we made a change. We took off Maya, our only attacking midfielder, and brought on another defensive midfielder to try and stop the rot. We brought Strootman on, but that really didn't help either. And after half time, then Soldado plays a stray ball out wide. He then plays it down the wing. It gets whipped in, and honestly, we were hanging on by the scruff of our neck. They somehow hit the bar. It then falls to Bruno, and Vorm again makes an absolutely magical save, and they were knocking down the door to try and get into the final. And finally, they do then take a 3-0 lead in the second leg. It's passed from Bruno into Vieto, and he makes up for his earlier miss and slots into the bottom right hand corner to give him the 3-0 lead. And we were banging trouble because we turned up. We hadn't even turned up at all. In the first leg we played absolutely brilliantly, but it was my own fault for playing such a weakened side and for playing such a poxy formation, to be fair. It just literally it was asking for the pressure to be invited onto us. But all we needed was one goal. And as soon as they did score that third goal, we threw on a couple of attacking players. We threw on Lennon and I think Chadley as well, just to give us some more presence up front. And Soldado comes up with the goods in the 84th minute to send us into the final of the Europa League. He does so well to beat both defenders there and slot with his left foot underneath the keeper, as I said, to send us into the fucking Europa League final. We'd been dominated for so long in this game, but all we needed was an away goal. All we needed was a goal to send us through, and that's exactly what we bagged. But we weren't done there. In the 93rd minute, Soldado again just puts the icing on the top of the cake. Everyone's onto the pitch, the fans on the pitch, no one has a clue what's going on, and Soldado sends us through into the Europa League final. An absolutely fantastic achievement for us, considering how poorly we started the season. For us to end up in the Europa League final was a massive feat. And 2 goals from Soldado guaranteed that. So as you can see there, that's it then. That's how the game finished. We went through 6-3 on aggregate. Obviously, after winning the first leg 4-0, you thought, fucking hell, surely they cannot blow that. But the second leg, even though we went through 6-3 on aggregate, it looks more comfortable than it was, because the second leg was fucking nervy. And as you can see there then, we were to play PSG in the final, which would be an absolutely massive game. After getting through the group stage, we easily saw a Feyenoord, but then to be so far down against Monaco and come back with probably the greatest comeback ever to get through that round, and then to see off Villarreal 6-3 and get through to play PSG in the final was an absolutely fantastic feat. But enough of the Europa League then. We were into the final, but back into the Premier League then, and our race for 4th. We had a massive game against Man City. We started with Lloris, Walker, Kabul, Vertonghen, Davies, Lennon, Strootman, Meyer, Eriksson, Lamela and Marshall. So we're playing Meyer and Eriksson in midfield. We needed goals. We needed fucking goals, because we were lacking goals in the midfield. We were lacking goals in the Premier League, and that's why I decided to start playing Meyer and Eriksson together. But we don't get off to the best of starts. To be fair, we came out the traps quite decent in this game, but against the run of play, Man City have a decent chance. Jovetic goes through, but a fantastic save by Lloris. But then, literally straight away from that goal kick, Lloris bangs it downfield, Marshall heads it on, and this solo effort from Strootman got to go down as one of the best goals of the season that we've scored. Just seems to breeze past Yaya Toure and then breeze past Company and Mangala at the back to slot into the past the keeper, past Joe Hart, to give us the 1-0 lead in about the 17th, 18th minute. It's an absolutely fantastic finish. And truly deserved, to be fair, because we started the game fantastically well. But just unfortunately, just before half-time then, I'm not sure who that... It might have been Davis, actually, that gives that free kick away. And from that resulting free kick, you'll see what happens in a minute. I thought it was actually going to go for goal. I think they added a couple of players onto the free kick. I thought he was going to whip it in. But they play it short. And then somehow, after not getting tackled, Toure whips it in. And Benzema at the back post heads one in off the bar. Fairly fortunate. And again, against the run of play, because we came out, and this episode we were playing fantastically well, apart from the second leg against Villarreal, where it was my fault, where I put out a weakened side. Our first 11 has finally gelled and was playing some absolutely brilliant football. So for that bit of luck to go in against us was a little bit unfortunate. But we showed great character in this side now. And straight from the fucking kickoff, we weren't done. I thought the half-time was over, but it wasn't over. Meyer had different plans, so he's somehow trying to pick away past Toure. It falls to Eriksson, who he then gets slipped through, and then he gets absolutely destroyed in the box. Yaya Toure literally wants to just become Eriksson. I think he wants to just try and climb inside of him here. I don't know what he's doing, but gives away a blatant penalty, and this gave us the chance, a fantastic chance, to put us into the lead just before half-time. We thought we'd leave the responsibility on Lamela, who's actually starting to step up into quite a decent player in career mode this season, and so we left it on Lamela, and he steps up, And even though he goes the same way, Joe Hart cannot get his hand to it, and that gave us the 2-1 lead against Man City at home. We needed this win. We needed 4th place for Champions League next season, and this was going to give us a fantastic platform for that. And that was pretty much how the game finished. As you can see there's the final whistle. There's nothing really else happened. We kind of defended well. I'm not going to lie, I did try and park the bus, to be fair. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much it. If you have enjoyed this video, another 50 likes would be absolutely fantastic. If you are new around here, do not forget to subscribe. If you're not already following me on Twitter as well, the links to that will be down in the description. And if you're not already subscribed to my second channel as well, the link to that will be down in the description. Apart from that, I love you all, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.